Once upon a time in the beautiful city of Verona, two families, the Montagues and the Capulets, were sworn enemies. Their feud had lasted for so long that no one could remember how it started. But amidst this hatred, a love story was about to bloom, one that would be remembered forever. Romeo meets Juliet. One evening, young Romeo Montague attended a grand party hosted by the Capulet family, though he was not invited. Disguised in a mask, he wandered through the lively crowd. It was there that he saw Juliet Capulet for the first time. Romeo thought to himself, "Who is this girl who shines brighter than the stars?" Juliet noticed Romeo, too, and their eyes met. At that moment, they felt an instant connection. Romeo approached her and said, "If I profane with my unworthy hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this." Juliet, smiling shyly, replied, "Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much." Though their words were poetic, the meaning was simple. They were flirting and falling in love. The balcony scene later that night, Romeo couldn't stop thinking about Juliet. He sneaked into the Capulet garden and saw her standing on her balcony. Juliet was unaware of his presence and whispered to herself, "O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?" She was asking, "Why do you have to be a Montague?" Their love was complicated because their families were enemies. Romeo revealed himself, saying, "Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. From now on, I'll no longer be Romeo." Under the moonlight, they promised to love each other no matter what. A secret marriage the next day, Romeo and Juliet decided to marry in secret. They went to Friar Lawrence, a kind priest who hoped their marriage might end the feud between their families. The friar warned them, "These violent delights have violent ends." But Romeo and Juliet were too in love to listen. They were married that same day. Tragedy strikes. Their happiness didn't last long. A fight broke out between the two families. Romeo's best friend, Mercutio, was killed by Tybalt, Juliet's cousin. In a fit of rage, Romeo fought Tybalt and killed him. As punishment, the Prince of Verona banished Romeo from the city. Juliet was heartbroken. She cried, "Parting is such sweet sorrow." A dangerous plan. Desperate to be together, Juliet went to Friar Lawrence for help. He gave her a potion that would make her appear dead for 42 hours. The plan was for Romeo to rescue her from the family tomb once she woke up. But the plan went terribly wrong. Romeo never received the message explaining the plan. When he heard of Juliet's death, he rushed to the tomb in despair. The tragic ending. In the tomb, Romeo saw Juliet lying still and pale. Believing she was truly dead, he drank poison to join her in death. Just moments later, Juliet woke up and found Romeo lifeless beside her. Overcome with grief, she took Romeo's dagger and ended her life. The lesson. The death of Romeo and Juliet shocked both families. Realizing their hatred had caused this tragedy, the Montagues and Capulets ended their feud. Their story became a lesson about the power of love and the dangers of hatred. Why this story matters. The tale of Romeo and Juliet teaches us about emotions, choices, and consequences. It's also a great way to learn English because it's filled with expressions and vocabulary that help us understand deep feelings. Through this story, we not only explore love but also improve our language skills by understanding Shakespeare's timeless words.